what a transition from complex physics, the problems of which were solved by AI, to talking human. So I am a consultant. I have been consultant for over 20 years now, talking about workforce management for various organizations. About 13 years, initial 13 years of my career, I was working for an Indian organization, mostly serving companies outside of India, being overseas all the time. So around 7 years back, I decided to come home and help companies around here transform their ways of working, ways of managing human resources here, leveraging the latest technologies that are available today. So here I am, Ravi Pandey, solutions consultant at UKG. Now, UKG, the ultimate Kronos group, has been in the field of workforce management for about 43 years. So 43 years back, so much technology was not around. So we had those punching machines which would punch the attendance of the employees on a card, and based on that, their salary would be calculated. From there, we have evolved together with technology to bring solutions which can help. Now, when we look at workforce management and the challenges which are there, the nature of challenges have not changed much. We have challenges around compliance. And no, I'm not talking about compliance to the emission norms. So when I talk about workforce management compliance challenge, what I essentially refer to is, are we compliant to the statute of the land where we are operating? Are we compliant to the entitlements which our workmen are eligible for because we bargained that with the unions for them? Are we compliant with our own policies, or are we compliant with the legacy policies which applied to the organization units that we acquired? So managing all this compliance could be a complicated affair, and we automate all that. The other thing is safety. So when we are talking about safety here, we are talking workmen safety. Are the employees who we are deploying to specific workstation trained and have necessary certifications to be deployed there to be able to be productive and be safe while working on those workstations? Productivity and cost. The more we talk about it, the less it is. We all want our productions not to be impacted, but people are very essential part of maintaining productivity. These are the people who man the workstations on which we are manufacturing, right? But then the cost is also very, very important. And hence, we need to be able to optimally utilize the workforce to maximize the productivity which is there. And then we are talking people. People who have been on our rolls for the last 20 years and will be with us for the next 10. People who are on our rolls, people who are working for our contractors, who are working on contract and providing their services. People who want to be heard, who want to be engaged, right? So how do we ensure workforce engagement? How do we listen to them more using technology is what we talk about. So while these challenges have remained same over a very long period, what has really changed is the technologies that are available today to help us address these challenges more effectively. So when we talk about technologies, we have got real-time, omni-channel time collection. Now, time is very, very important when we are talking about employees, employee schedules, manufacturing, manning the workstations, etc. Can we have connected kiosks, flap barriers, geofencing, APIs connecting different ways of collecting human attendance? No, technologies like facial, RFID, body badge, to have non-invasive way of understanding whether we have right people at the right place at the right time. Are our workloads and workforce plans in sync with the production plans that we have finalized in our ERP applications, right? So we have got varied demands. We have got different components that are coming in. We have got different kinds of machines. So all of these different factors and parameters needs to be brought together to understand how many people we need at the different times to be able to produce with the speed with which we want to produce things, right? So production demand linked workforce scheduling becomes very, very important to ensure that we have got optimal costs and enhanced productivity. Now, when we have manufacturing operations and we want things connected, the importance of information to be available at the right time to the right people who can take the necessary action becomes very, very important. And hence is the need for the technology to be available on handheld devices. In a lot of our manufacturing operations, we don't really allow employees to carry their mobile phones, which could be the handheld device. But then, are there other devices which can bring all this information in, provide the right people with the right information at the right time for them to be able to take corrective actions? And then, we are talking Industry 4.0. We are talking everything connected, be it the production plan, the availability of the workforce, the skills of the workforce, managing the workstations, defect tracking is very, very important. And then, of course, payroll. People need to be paid for the work they have done. So essentially what we have is our application connects with ERP, brings in the finalized production plan. We have got algorithms in place which will create workload plan, schedule employees to the right shifts, to the right machines, so that the entire process is automated and employees don't spend time, doing all these things manually in a suboptimal manner. We do auto rostering of the employees by doing skill matching and in keeping with the regulations of the land. And we also do RPO planning, right? So punch to productivity is what we essentially capture. Be it people in the production team or non-production team, we have got this complete automation and tracking in place to ensure that the right data is captured to ensure the productivity of the people and we being able to measure them right. Be it workstation productivity, production line productivity, etc. Right? So all the data is brought together at one place for the supervisors, the line managers, the captains of the team to be able to analyze and adjust in the real time. Then what we get after collecting all this data, ensuring that the operations are being taken care of correctly, is real-time KPIs available to our leadership team who can find out the exact KPI which is at this point in time, in the real time, right? So what is the time that we are taking for total hours per vehicle, for example, direct labor performance, productive versus non-productive hours? Is there a big gap between the number of hours that we are paying for and the number of hours that are productive, right? What is planned versus unplanned overtime, and hence the impact on the cost? What is planned or line-wise availability? Can we cross-utilize resources? So all these KPIs are available to be tracked, leading to improvement in first-hour productivity. Now, if our managers have got real-time view into availability of the employee, who are the people who are going to be starting in the next shift? Who are the ones who should have been there and are currently missing? Who are the ones taking a break at this point in time, right? And whose shifts are ending and hence would be leaving in some time. So this real-time information available to our operational managers, they help them by managing their subordinates more effectively, thereby improving the overall productivity of the employees. Right? There are AI and machine learning based algorithms which helps identify the right people to substitute for somebody who could not come in today because of some personal exigency. Right? It also provides power in the hands of employees to say that, okay, I have got a newborn child and I won't be available to be working night shifts. They can, at any point in time, request somebody to cover their shift on their behalf, thereby balancing their work life while they can, while there is no loss of productivity, right? Cost control and compliance is what we cover. Now, what I'm talking is not new. In fact, most of you would be using parts of our solution somewhere in one of the geographies. 100% of the Fortune top motor vehicles and parts company are using UKG solutions. In manufacturing, more than half of Fortune 1000 companies are using our solution. So that is essentially what I wanted to cover today. Thank you, thanks a lot, and we can be connected. We have a booth here, and I would be available around to take any questions. Thank you, thanks a lot.